For RCR Wireless News, I'm Sean Kinney, and we're here at Mobile World Congress with Todd Landry of JMA Wireless to learn a little bit about a really exciting product launch that you guys have going. Todd, what is the XRAN solution, and what's it going to do for the in-building market?
Yeah, thanks for coming by. It's an exciting time for us, of course, with XRAN and the big announcements this week. So, when it comes to the in-building or the venue market, one of the fundamental problems is how easy is it to get access to RF source, right? And it's predominantly provided via something we call the baseband function. What this fundamentally does is it takes that complex, hardware-oriented, fixed E node B function that feeds the DAS platform we use today, converts it to 100% software. And that 100% software is unique in that I can come directly into the DAS distribution platforms over digital-based RF over fiber, really changing the economics. We like to say it moves us to cloud economics in terms of what we can do here.
So instead of buying these expensive, hard-to-access proprietary baseband solutions or coming up with a made-to-fit small cell solution, you can put all of this on off-the-shelf server and just run it on software.
That's correct. And it's been challenging in our industry to try and get to software. There's a lot of implementations out there that claim virtualization. We call them early attempts at it. One of the challenges is to actually get the lowest layer of the baseband. It's complex fast Fourier transforms actually implemented in software, so you don't need accelerators or other hardware. And that was a key accomplishment for us to get that in 100% software. So now I can go get true off-the-shelf servers, rack them and stack them, use a data center as my head end to feed my RF distribution.
And that's cloud economics, and that's really what you need for the enterprise where cost has been such a challenge to get market penetration.
You're absolutely right. It's not only cost, but just the ease at which you can get it, the ease at which you can deploy it, because again, these are very complex systems that you have to put behind the DAS. And it fundamentally shifts the DAS kind of into something new, right? It's kind of now becomes a multi-operator, flexible, multi-cell system that is very different than the way the DAS is today, right? The DAS is very transparent to the RF source. Now it's very integrated with the RF source.
And I want to ask you, in terms of competitive market landscape, this seems like a fairly advanced solution to address what we know is a huge and underserved market in building wireless.
Yeah, it is advanced. In fact, it's beyond just simply doing the baseband function for a couple of bands, because really we're headed towards this thing called 5G. It means many different things to many people. One of the key things in the venues, particularly highly densified venues, sporting events, things like that, is performance, right? Everybody's trying to get to performance. So we're actually here at Mobile World Congress this week, as you saw, demonstrating download speeds of nearly 600 megabits a second. That's tremendous capacity I can get out of a software-based platform in these venues now. Also with software, you move this baseband processing into a flexible software platform. So what it means is that now I can go to the venues and I can add on new capabilities like 3.5 gigahertz to turn CBRS on in the venue, right? A very different, much more flexible approach.
And Todd, tell me a little bit about the development cycle that resulted in XRAN. I believe you worked through Intel's network building program.
Yeah, Intel, we partnered with Intel. All of the software development is all technology developed inside JMA Wireless. We actually, over the last several years, built a global software development team. We employ the latest in agile development approaches and processes. We hired some of the best talent we could find around the world to get this done because it is complex. We worked with Intel because naturally we're operating on Intel Xeon processors, and we wanted to make sure that together we were now beginning to look at what we're doing in the software layer and what they're doing in future compute engines, and we're working to optimize that. So it's a great partnership. Intel, very smart organization and team there that understands what we're doing well. So they're helping us promote this.
So in addition to launching the XRAN, this is in market and available as well, right?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So one of the things, a lot of people will do is announce a product, but they haven't really put it out into any market test. So a second announcement we made this week is with a collaboration we're doing with Telecom Italia. The team over there is quite excited about what they've seen. We've taken a city area within downtown Bologna, Italy, and we've migrated it over to this platform, and we're running that live now.
What's the early response been from Telecom Italia?
The team is very excited. They can't wait to turn up more. They were actually eager to make the announcement about this because they were so excited about the innovation. They are very much leaders in thinking about how to take the networks to the next level. And as a result of that kind of innovative thinking, it made very logical sense for us to collaborate because our innovative thinking was aligned with them. They recognize that this platform, the software platform, is a foundation to take us towards next 5G infrastructure in that eNode B baseband section. So very, very good stuff.
So it's still early in 2018, but you've got this very important, very useful product in market now. What are you expecting in terms of adoption over the rest of the year?
Well, so our next steps are working with all the mobile operators because the platform does need to interconnect with their core networks. There's some certification to get through that process and validate that, so we're openly working with all of them to try and do that. As we do that, then it becomes available into the markets. We, as you said, this is the first really announcement of XRAN. You should expect to see a number of announcements, so we have plenty more up our sleeve.
We'll look forward to hearing about some of those future engagements around XRAN, and thanks for keeping us up to date, Todd.
Always good to see you.